Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to do a midweek analysis for the pairs that we reviewed over the weekend. So let's start off with the DXY, but first of all I'm joined with Fred and Flavian here, so I want to welcome them to the session. Hello guys.
Hi.
Hi.
Let's get going and start off with the DXY. Like I was saying, DXY last week I was expecting it to correct. We were somewhere around this area here. I was saying that this will be a consolidation for one more drop. I was having a look at this level here that I highlighted. So next up here, as you can see, the price action looks like this is developing into a consolidation. There's another probability that a strong probability that the price will drop towards this level, and then we'll wait for a reaction towards the upside. This could be a correction in the grand scheme of things, but we have to wait and see first what reaction and if we get a reaction at this level here, at this fair value gap. Okay, Euro USD, similar but inverted. So we just found some resistance here sitting in this fair value gap level. So this one here, you have to pay close attention because if this here pushes back up one more time and then starts to drop, then most likely we're gonna go and break this low again, but that depends very much on the DXY, what it will do after it makes that lower low that we talked about. So here this one has a correction form, so I'm expecting this one to push back up one more time and then we'll see what happens. This could go a bit deeper. It just reached this core zone here, but we have some gap to fill here, this imbalance zone, this fair value gap area here, so the price might drop before pushing back up. And afterwards, we'll wait for a reaction to see if we get a trade towards the downside to take out these equal lows here that I have highlighted. So these are the equal lows that I was looking at. So we have to pay close attention to this level. As you can see, this correction here doesn't have too much momentum on it, but we have to wait for it to finish to see how the pattern will develop and see if we can consider this as being a reliable one to take towards the downside and take out this target here. Okay, Pound USD. Pound USD is correcting like I was expecting it to do. Saturday I was saying that the price will correct and eventually will drop to take out these equal lows. As you can see, after I zoom in here, as you can see here, this one got a reaction at this fair value gap area. The price dropped, but without taking out this low. So now we have to wait and see to figure out if the price will go back up one more time before dropping, or if it will start to correct here and make a complex pattern here and eventually breaking the low. So we have to pay close attention to this scenario. At the moment, I'm not interested in the buy setups because we don't have any of them. So at the moment, we'll have a buy setup. We'll leave a notice to you guys and we'll update you later on. Okay, so for now, this one, pay close attention to the structure. It's a bit messy. I don't like it the way it's moving here in regards to a trade. So we have to wait and see if we get a setup here, but personally I think this will be a bit messy and it will drop slow and steady or push back up one more time and drop slow and steady again. Okay, so we have a message from Isabel if we can review the USDCAD and gold. So I'm gonna do that, but first we have to watch to take it from the beginning. I think in a few moments I'm gonna go to USDCAD, then gold. So if you have a bit more patience, then definitely we'll do them. So like I was saying, Pound USD, wait for this consolidation that I was talking about, and then you can look for a trade setup if you get one. If not, let it go. Euro USD is a better choice if you ask me. Dollar yen, we find ourselves in this area here, this reaction zone, which was this fair value gap area that we had here, plus this order block. So the price found some resistance inside this level and looks like it will correct here. Trend is still strong towards the upside. I didn't change my mind on UJ, which means that I'm expecting here this consolidation to drop one more time, maybe possibly becoming a bit complex, and then push back up again and take out this previous higher high, which means that from the moment we did our trade setup 2 weeks ago, the price moved in a fast way, and as you can see, the 300 pips target was reached, but on the chart structure wise our target was here at the red line, which was close to 400 pips. Okay, so if you remember, when we did the analysis, we got a trend line breakout from this level, and then the price pulled back down as we expected it to do, and then it started to go back up. So you had like 300 pips from this level to our target, close to 300 pips, and towards the daily target we have 380 pips. So keep an eye out on this consolidation, wait for it to finish, and then if you guys get a nice reaction, you can trade it towards the upside, you get a nice risk to reward. So Fred, Fabian, do you have any opinions or any thoughts about the analysis?
No, I agree with everything you said so far.
Okay, Fabian, everything cool?
Yeah, yeah, me too. I agree. I agree with the analysis.
Okay, let's move on to Australian dollar versus the US dollar. This one reached this early gap area, it almost filled it, and now the price looks like it's trying to tell us a story, which means that if we see here a sideways move, most likely, considering the fact that the DXY will drop one more time, I can see this one heading back up, collecting the liquidity above, and then we'll be waiting for a reaction towards the downside. Okay, for now we don't have any trades or any setups towards the lower level here, so what I want to see, I would like to see this level taken out, consolidation. If that happens, then we'll go down, take out this low, and reach this level here that I highlighted for you guys, another fair value gap area. Let me drag it a bit towards the right side of the chart. So this is basically our target, but first we have to wait and see how this pattern will develop, because this could become a bit complex. Like I was saying, this could push back up, consolidate, push back up again, and then eventually it will start to drop because we have plenty of liquidity uncollected from these levels. Here as well, we have another zone here, so the price could head up towards those levels before starting to drop. So if we get a setup to either side, we will take it, but for now I want to see a new higher high here in this area, take out this top, and then if the price action will correct and we'll have a slow movement on the chart, then I'm expecting the price to push back up. If not, I'm going to be looking for a sell setup, which means a strong reaction, consolidation, and then a continuation towards the downside. New Zealand USD. New Zealand USD is a bit stronger than Australian dollar, so the way things are looking right now, I'm expecting this one here to consolidate, push back down, one more move towards the upside. We have a level that we have to pay close attention to, this one here. I'm gonna highlight it in a minute for you guys. So this level here is a nice one to watch for a reaction. This zone, we have a fair value gap here. A bit higher, we have another level which is an order block. So this area could be an area of impact for the price, and we have to pay close attention to it to get to see if we get a reaction from these levels. Okay, reaction means a strong wave down followed by a pullback, and then we'll continue to drop. So this is our forecast. If something changes in the structure, we'll let you know. In case the price will decide to continue to go back up, we'll be looking for a buy setup, but only if the price will push higher than the level that we highlighted. Wait for a pullback, and then we'll be looking for our trade. Okay, so now USDCAD for Isabel, we have basically the price is in the same area that it was on Saturday. We were somewhere in this zone, and I was expecting the price to develop into a consolidation. This one, the way it is looking, after we took out this equal highs here and reached this level, the price started to drop, consolidating, and this might continue to go back up in a slow and messy manner, taking out the top. I don't see right now a sell setup, even though this is possible, because this could drop any time towards this level before pushing back up. But the way things are looking, I don't see any setup for USDCAD, so you have to stay on the sides right now, because the price could not give you a setup, and it could continue to go up in a messy manner and take out the top. Okay, if we get a drop, I won't be interested in this trade. I'll be looking for this buy, reaction, consolidation, and then push back up. Okay, so now let's move on to dollar Swiss franc. This one here consolidated, and right now it's making a consolidation inside the consolidation. So what I'm expecting next is the price to continue to drop, maybe reaching this trend line at some point, because we have some liquidity here. This is a confluence zone between this order block and this trend line here that I have highlighted. Let me draw it for you guys. We have this zone here, so the price might continue to drop, and then we can get a reaction towards the upside. At the moment, we don't have any setups, neither towards the upside or the downside, so I advise you guys to stay away from this pair for now. Pound yen consolidating as well. We had this drop after we created this higher high here, then the price started to correct, and next move here should be or could be a drop towards this level, but again, no setup. There's also a possibility that the price could be doing here something more complex, then push back up, take out this top, and later we'll see if we get another setup towards the upside. But for now, we don't have any setups for any trades for the upside or the downside, so we have to wait a bit more. We have here some sort of equal lows, so the price could continue and go down and take out this level before pushing back up. Okay, also loads of liquidity to collect around this area, so keep an eye out on this zone. For gold here is moving up. I'm not yet convinced that we'll break the previous top, which is this one here, because the price is still in a downtrend. We just tagged this level here, so this could prove out to be at some point a consolidation for one more drop. For me to be confident on the buys, I would like to see this area here taken out, and then we'll be waiting for a deeper pullback to get in. If we don't get this, I won't be entering any trades. We'll let the price go and do whatever it wants to do and take out the top. No setup, no trade. So we will wait and see what happens. Okay, so best for you guys to have some patience and wait for the price to develop a pattern here, because as we speak, we don't have anything on the cards right now. Okay, silver here, same to gold. As long as we are underneath this line, I'm not gonna look for buy setups. Even if this will break at some point, this has to correct. Okay, so if this breaks, then the uptrend is 60 to 70% confirmed. We just need a correction afterwards, a pullback like I highlighted here, and then we'll be waiting. I'll be waiting for a reaction to go back up. The potential is high on this one. $26 level is the first target, and in the medium to long term, $30. Okay, so you have plenty of time to enter even if you miss the first trade. In fact, here there wasn't any setup. You can see the price bottomed here. I think it created equal lows. So I'm expecting here the price to eventually, normally it should drop to take out that zone, but it's not a rule. But as long as we are here, we don't have any setup, and you see the way the price moved after this bottom formed, then it didn't give you a chance to get in. It was going in a straight line. It had here a small pennant, but other than that, this wasn't advisable to trade because you are still in a downtrend and you don't counter trade. Okay, so let's wait for the trend to change on the 4 hours, wait for a breakout, pullback, and then we'll be looking for our buy setup. And don't forget about the possibility of these equal lows to be taken out. Like I was saying, as long as we are here, anything can happen. So the price could eventually start to drop and take out these levels. Okay, so keep an eye out on these two possibilities. For oil, this one is dropping, similar scenario to gold and silver. As long as we are underneath these levels here, these two zones, no trades. And you can see why I was telling you guys that. Even on Saturday, I was saying that even if you get a setup somewhere around this zone, it's not worth it because you can be in a small amount of profit and then the price will drop and take out your trade. Okay, so next move for oil, I'm expecting here this drop to continue, maybe develop into something complex, but as long as we don't have any setup, we won't trade it. So I'll be focusing on the buys. Even if this decides to pull back deeper, I won't be interested in the sell because it's pretty risky. You can see the way the price moved inside this zone and the way the candles look, not too much volume. You have a lot of spikes up and down, so it's pretty risky to trade this one towards the downside. Wait for it to break out of these levels and then wait for your pullback. Target $90 first, 95 the second level, and 100 in the medium to long term. Natural gas. For natural gas, we have a setup as we speak. You have this continuous downtrend that I was talking about in the previous weeks that didn't give us any chances to get in. Eventually, I was hoping that the price will give us a consolidation from here as well, but the price continued to drop. And now it seems like the consolidation is starting. We broke the previous level, which forms here a local uptrend. So as after this candle here, the strong bullish candle that we have, you can see we have a flag, and this might start to push back up here, slow and steady. Usually natural gas moves at the beginning of the trend in a slow manner and then spikes up. Here it did the opposite, it spiked up, and now it could continue to go fast, or it could be making up and down candles here, eventually going towards this trend line here that I have highlighted. Okay, so keep an eye out on this possibility, wait for a pullback. I don't have a target for you guys. This could continue to go up from here to any levels because we have plenty of order blocks, fair value gaps area, so it's a bit premature to forecast the target for me. And you have to consider your options, and at some point, if you get into the buy setup and trade it, if you're in profit, you have to take into consideration to take half your trade off, or at least move your stops into profit or break even, because this could easily turn, because it's a consolidation, so it could form something messy before pushing back up. Okay, so here the buy setup is forming as we speak. We have this flag here. Pay close attention to where you put your stop loss, because if you put it here underneath this correction, then the price could come back down, take it out, and then push back up. So a good area to watch is this level to put your stop, and then you can go with this trade. You can have a nice risk to reward towards the trend line if it decides to go that far. So like I was saying, let me put this here so you can calculate your position. So you have a 1 to 6 risk to reward if you risk 1 to 8 almost, but let's say 1 to 7, 1 to 6 risk to reward if you put your stop loss inside this area here after the fair value gap is filled. So like I was saying, 1 to 6, no more than 1% of your account. I would also risk 0.5, so this is also an option if you guys don't want to risk it, because we are at the beginning, and if this decides to continue to make this consolidation or eventually spike out of this trend line, because remember we are at the bottom here, natural gas is at an all-time low, I think. Let's look at the monthly. Not yet, but it's pretty close, so it doesn't mean that it will make a new all-time low, but from here we can definitely start going back up, and if you get this move from this level, it will be a great chance to increase your account balance. Okay, so Fred, Flavian, let me know if you guys have anything else to add, if you see this as a nice trade setup on natural gas.
Yeah, I'd personally wait for either a push to the upside in the correction, or a correction in this area right here, and then to take the upside.
Okay, so you're saying that you'll be waiting personally for a move up, then a drop, a pullback, and then you'll be looking for your trade.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is the safer option. But for those that want to trade it from here, this is also an option. And like Fabian said, if you miss this one here, it's also a good idea to let the price go back up. And if you see a pullback then followed by a reaction, then you can go with it. Okay. So
it could also make a pullback here and then go to the upside.
Exactly. So
yeah,
everything is possible here. That's why I was saying that the price could take any form here. It's a bit risky, this one, but pattern-wise, it's forming like a nice setup. We also find ourselves at this level, so pay close attention. We have an order block, but because of this impulsiveness of this candle and the fact that we took out these previous levels, which were important, then I'm guessing that this might be an early entry to you guys. But if you don't want to take it, no problem. Or if you find if the setup if the price goes a bit higher and you didn't manage to get in, there's also a chance, like Fabian said, if this goes up, safe to wait for this pullback before pushing back up. Okay.
Yeah. Alex, so the way I usually do it, okay, is I will take that entry with a small, maybe half of what I usually, let's say I usually take 1%, so I'll put 0.5% on that, as an initial entry in case it shoots up, okay. But then if it comes back in the fair value gap, then you can take a proper entry. So at least you don't have the regret not taking the entry. Or
Exactly.
you can put something small if you want, but that's an initial, just in case it goes up and it doesn't give you a pullback. At least you are in, and then because the risk is bigger. But I will do that a small initial entry, and then if you get pullback, then you can go, your full thing. And by the way, there's also a MACD divergence to the upside as well.
Yeah, we have internal divergence here on the MACD, so continuous
Yeah,
divergence forming, which is a good sign, good eye for that, yeah.
yeah,
And like you
yeah,
said, it's better to test the waters first with a small position, like Fred said,
yeah,
and then if the price spikes up and goes in your direction, then that's a bigger confirmation and a better confirmation that eventually it will pull back down and confirm the uptrend. Okay, so
yeah, yeah. You
then you
can
can
take a
add
second trade then.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. You can take a second trade. You can also get a better risk to reward from the second trade compared to the first one. So it's not a waste of time. You don't need to panic if you miss this trade. Okay. So now let's move on to the S&P. For S&P, we were expecting the price to consolidate here on Saturday. We were seeing that this will drop. In the grand scheme of things, I think I explained to you guys loads of time that this impulse here needs to correct at some point before pushing back up, as you can see previously. And don't forget that the fractal nature of the market is everything here, so every impulse has to correct. You see this one here had a pullback. This one here will need as well a pullback, probably not that deep. It's enough for it to make something like a sideways move, push back up, but it will spend some time in this area before pushing back up. So for SPX, I'm expecting further down movement, bearish movement. Even if this breaks the top here, we don't have any setup as we speak. But personally, I would let the price fluctuate a bit, let it go down, and if then we get a trade towards the downside, then I'm gonna be considering this as a short-term trade, okay? And before pushing back up, because don't forget the bigger trend on the daily and the weekly is bullish, so you have to also take that into consideration. Nasdaq is moving as we were expecting. Last week I was seeing two scenarios for this one. Either this will be a consolidation because the way the price action was moving here, I was expecting it to go down similar to the S&P. And also I was forecasting that if for some reason the price will continue to move back up in a slow manner, then this will break the top and eventually it will continue to drop. So as you can see, the price gave us a reaction, retraced it a lot. I think more than 80% of this impulse here, and then it gave you a reaction. That's why I say it's very important to wait for a reaction. Don't jump in any trades. You had this candle here, you had this consolidation forming, and then this was your trade towards the downside. New lower low. We don't have divergence on the MACD, which means that at some point this one will correct and drop again, hit this level. I'm expecting the price to continue to drop. And on the daily and the weekly, same scenario as we were expecting for the S&P. Consolidation required, strong impulse, needs a big consolidation. You can see here in the past as well, strong impulse, needs, and it will form a deeper pullback and consolidation at some point for it to continue towards the required direction, okay? So look at this possibility. Don't forget that today we have also post-market NVIDIA earnings, which could spike the price up and down here. So my guess is that the price will correct, drop, and then we'll wait to see if we get a reaction towards the upside from this level, which I'm not too sure about it because I'm expecting a bigger degree correction on the daily and the weekly, which means that the price could drop below these levels here, consolidate, drop again, and we'll see how the pattern will evolve, because right now it's early days, so we have to pay close attention to every pattern that forms here to make a better idea. So with that being said, we covered all the pairs. The cryptos, I won't go through them today because we did yesterday a special session for the crypto market in which we went over Bitcoin, Ether, Solana, XRP, Binance, Coin, BNB, and many more. So you guys can check that out on our profile page. In the meantime, if you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also share it with your friends and like the video. We'll be doing an analysis on Saturday in the hope that we'll get better setups. So don't miss our weekly forex analysis that will take place on Saturday. And I would like to thank Fred and Flavian for being here with us. And like I was saying, if you guys got into that natural gas trade, manage your trade wisely, don't risk too much. And if you didn't, don't forget that the market will reward you with another chance if you have the patience and discipline. So Fred, Flavian, thank you guys for being here. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream.
Thanks, Alex. Yeah, it was great.
Thanks, Alex.
Really.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So see you guys on the next one. We'll do another one next week. In the meantime, have a happy trading week and don't forget to trade with care.
Thanks, Alex. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.